Hey guys, welcome to my channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Issei joined Khaos Brigade Part 1. Before we start, please do support for more awesome content and subscribe my channel and do like, share, comment and also watch another videos. Let's start the video. Chapter 1, Revelations. Issei was upset. He has been like that for some hours now. And he has been thinking a lot since his last spar with Vali. This is because what Vali told him after the spar. Flashback. From some time, Issei and Vali have been sparing each other every month to see how much each other have improved before the final battle. After some months they have developed some sort of friendship, and after the spars they talk about random stuff without importance. You weren't bad, Hudo. Vali praise him, thanks, you weren't bad either. Issei respond. After some minutes of talking, Vali asked him, hey, can I ask you something? Shoot. Issei told him, why are you so loyal to Ria's Gremory? Vali asked him. This question surprised Issei. What do you mean? Is that every time I see you fight and she is involved, she usually stay behind you while you get the hits, the same as your friends? Vali explained. Issei though for a minute and answer, there are a lot of reasons. He started, first I love her, second she loves me, third she saved my life and fourth they are my friends. Issei explained, but Vali answered quickly, are you sure? Once again the question surprised Issei. What do you mean? I mean if she really loves you. Vali clarifies. With this Issei got a little angry. What are you trying to say, Vali? Issei asked, nothing, is that Albion told me that past users of him got seduced to fight for one side, and the same happened to past users of the boosted gear, so I just want to make sure if she sees you as Issei Hudo or just the Red Dragon Emperor. Vali said calmly. At this Issei didn't respond, instead he looked to the ground. That's impossible, Rias loved me right, or did she really sees me as a toy? Issei though but got interrupted by Vali. Also you said that she saved you from dying after that fallen angel attacked you, right? Issei nods. Well, why didn't she save you before the fallen angel attacked you? Again Issei was surprised by the question. Well, that's because she wasn't there at the time she threw me the spear. Issei said, but Val responds immediately, she was. What? This time Issei was really shocked. What did Vali mean by that? Maybe she wasn't at the act but she was aware of the situation. Remember, her familiar gave you a paper of the Gremory house, those as you already know are to make contracts with humans, but if the human dies while having the paper she could feel that the person died, so she could be waiting until the fallen angel killed you for her to appear and revive you as her pawn. Issei was silent. Besides, if you decided to throw the paper she to the trash she probably already might wanted you on her peerage, so she probably would have make some of her pieces watched over you. Vali concluded. Issei was shocked, because it makes sense, that was the territory of Rias, so if she was following Issei to join her peerage she could have stopped Rainier before she attacked. It can't be, but it all fits, so she left me. He was interrupted by Vali. Besides, yo, Vali, that's enough. Albion interrupted. Vali answered, I can feel and see that you are making him feel uncomfortable, so just drop it. Albion clarifies. If you say so. Vali answered. Then he looked towards Issei and he noticed that he was looking to the ground, lost in his own thoughts. Hudo, you okay? Vali asked, getting him out of his thoughts. Yeah, I think I'm going home now. Fine, goodbye Hudo. Vali said to him. Yeah, see ya Vali. He responded him. Goodbye Diedrich, until next time. Albion said to Diedrich, you too Albion, take care, and after that they left. Flashback ends. That was in Issei's mind right now. And the more he thinks about it the more sense it makes to Issei. You okay there partner, do you think it is true? What Vali said earlier, yeah, I don't want to believe it, but the more I think about it, the more sense it makes, I mean, that it all fits. I don't know what to tell you. Because it is true that in the past many people wanted to seduce my former users to get them in their sides, and frankly, I always had my doubts about this Gremory girl. And about Rainier, it have more chances truly. I mean saving your life will help her gain your trust, and also will give you an objective against fallen angels, and her sudden appearance just in the nick of time was to convention. This only makes more doubts to Issei's actual situation. What do you suggest me to do? Honestly, you may ask her and try to find any sign of lying. Really? Yes. If you say so. At that moment the main door opened, saying that the others member of the Orc have arrived. He knew that those weren't his parents because they were out of town for a while. After hearing that he went downstairs to confront Rias. Buku, can I ask you something? He asked her. Yes, what is it Issei? Rias said with a smile. After that he takes her to the balcony to ask her in private. In the balcony Rias asked at last, so, what do you wanted to ask me? After some seconds of silence Issei asked, what I'm to you? Rias was surprised by the question but kept composure. What do you mean by that? What I am to you? I am Issei Hudo or just the flashy Red Dragon Emperor? Rias was shocked by that question. Why would Issei ever ask that? Were her thoughts at the moment, but Issei don't hearing an answer he made the conclusion, your silence say it all. Goodbye Rias. After that he went downstairs and left the house. Issei wait. Rias screamed but Issei already left. Rias, what happened back there? Ikano asked. Yeah, is Kun okay? He just left without saying a word and seemed a little bit angry. Kiba added. He asked me smething and made a rush conclusion. Rias said. What did he ask? Zenobia asked her. If I just see him as Issei Hudu or the Red Dragon Emperor.
Everyone was shocked with this. Why would Aiz-kun ask that? Asia asked. I don't know, but we better look for him before he do something stupid. Rias say. Hi, everyone said and went outside to look for him. In the park, Issei was walking there with his minds full of negative thoughts. So I was just a toy to her. Partner, calm down.
Was it all an act? Partner, relax a little bit.
Everything I did for her was because she manipulated me. Was I ever something important? Issei, calm down, Diedrich screamed in his mind.
After that, Issei calmed down and listened. I know you are upset and you are in your right. She played you. But if you continue like this, you might go into Juggernaut Drive. Look, I don't care what you are going to do, but remember that I will always support you. After hearing this, Issei felt a little better. Thanks, Drake, I needed that. You're welcome, partner. Taking a night walk, my rival, said a voice. Issei looked up and saw Vali smiling. What do you want, Vali? He asked. After hearing this, Vali lost his smile. You okay, Hudu? Vali asked. You were right. At the answer, Vali raised a brow in confusion. About what you said earlier. You were right, Issei said. Care to explain? Vali asked as he came to the ground. After Issei told him everything that happened, Vali could only frown. I'm sorry about that, Vali said, but Issei quickly said, don't. Is more, I should be thankful to you for opening my eyes. After some seconds of silence, Vali asked, so what are you going to do now? I doubt that you will go back to her, so. After some more seconds of silence, Issei said, Vali. I want to join Khaos Brigade. Vali was no smiling because the chance of having his friend and rival on his side. Are you sure about that? He asked to make sure, and Issei nodded, yes. If I am going to become a stray, better to have backup, right? Vali chuckled, you are right about that. But what about your evil pieces? That might be a problem because taking them out means death. I guess that there is someone that can take him out safely. Issei answered, Prababy. Vali said smiling, well, let's leave before something happens. Vali said while opening a magic circle to get back to his base. But before they could leave, someone screamed, Issei. Turning their looks to the source of the voice, they looked at Rias Grammary, panting hardly. Please, Issei, pant asterisk, don't do this. She begged just for Issei to answer, you make your choice, I make mine. Goodbye, Rias. Wait, you are still my pawn. You will become a stray if you leave, she begged again, now on edge of crying. At this, Issei stopped for a little. Then he summoned his boosted gear and, focusing a little bit of power, he took out his evil pieces with a lot of blood and a little bit of tissue. Not pant asterisk anymore, he said with a smile, and then with help of Vali get in the circle. When the rest of the orc arrived to the park, the first thing they saw was Rias hugging 8 pawn pieces covered in blood. What happened here? Ikano asked, but did got an answer, Rias. She said to snap her out of her thoughts. He is gone. Rias responded back, confusing Ikano, who is gone? Ikano asked. Issei. He left us. She barely said, leaving everyone shocked. Chapter 2. Reappearing a heart. When Issei and Vali arrived to Vali's base, Issei almost fall because the pain of ripping his evil pieces out of him. What were you thinking by doing that? Vali asked with a frown. I asterisk pant asterisk needed asterisk pant to prove my point asterisk pant asterisk that I wasn't her servant anymore. Issei managed to say, idiot, was all that Vali said before knocking the door. Issei managed to see the outside of the base and it looked huge and fancy. It surprised Issei for 2 reasons. 1, it was like a mansion, and 2, it was really similar to his own house. When the door opened, there it was, Kuroko with her black kimono and a teasing smile, which became a confused face when she saw Vali supporting a bloody Issei. What happened to you, Skoyute-chan, Nyan? She asked. He ripped off his evil piece. Now help him. Vali responded her, why would he do that? She asked. Kuroko, was Vali's response, fine, take him to my room. I'll see what I can do. Vali nodded while carrying Issei inside. In their way to the room of Kuroko, they met Lafay. Who is he? She asked, pointing to Issei. Issei Hudu, the actual Skoyute. He is joining us, Vali stated calmly. At this, Lafay was stunned because the Skoyute was joining them, and Kuroko asked surprised, Nyan, he is joining us? Yes. Now let's continue, Vali said and continued to Kuroko's room. When they arrived, they put Issei on the bed and Vali told Kuroko to heal him, while he was going to tell the rest of the team. So Kuroko just healed Issei, while he was silent. It was until Kuroko asked him, so what happened for you to take out your evil pieces, Skoyute-chan, Nyan? Issei didn't answer, just kept looking down. It's okay if you don't want to tell, she said, and was about to walk out of the room but was stopped by Issei's question, have you ever been manipulated? She turned around and after some thinking she answered, yes. Issei looked at her and asked, what did you do when you find out? The same as you. Run away. She answered with a smile, now sleep, it might help you. Good night, Skoyute-chan, Nyan, she said, but before she was going to leave she was again stopped by Issei. Kuroko. Just call me Issei, he said before going to sleep. Hi, Aiz-kun. When she left the room, the rest of the Vali team was there waiting. She closed the door and Vali asked, how is he? Stabilize. He just need to rest. Actually, I'm surprised that he could stand so much without his evil pieces. Nyan, she answered. Anyway, what happened back there? She asked Vali. Yes, to pull out his evil pieces it should have been something bad. Arthur said. It was. Vali said, it seems that he was being manipulated all along. He was working for the Gremory house. Now that he discovered that, he decided to join us. Vali explained. I feel that there is more. Baiko said, probably. But that's up to him for telling. Everybody nodded at this and went inside and waited for him to wake up. When Issei woke up, he felt a lot of stares looking at him, and when he looked around, he saw the whole Vali team looking at him. How do you feel, Issei-sama? Lafay asked. Better now, thanks. He answered. So what happened? Baiko asked. Did the Switch Princess punish you? Baiko joked. At this, Issei only lowered his head and everyone looked at Baiko. Then Arthur hit him in the back of the head. Can't you read the mood? He asked, annoyed. After Baiko stopped complaining, Vali asked, are you sure about this, Hudu? Totally. Issei answered with confidence. Vali let out a sigh and say, take the week to get heal 100% and then the training starts. He walked to the door and said, it will not be easy, so don't complain, okay? Issei nodded at this, and Kuroka, you will take care of him until he starts the training. Vali said and Kuroka nodded. After that, everyone but Kuroka and Issei. 1 week later. After the week went through, Issei and Kuroka made a really good relationship and Issei trusted her a little, not with his life, but enough. The same went for Kuroka, which accepted Issei on the team. At the start they just talked about random stuff until Kuroka asked about Koneko. At this, Kuroka told Issei that she did that to protect Koneko from her former master before he did something bad to her. She didn't take Koneko with her to protect her and for not being labeled as a criminal. Issei told her that Koneko miss her. And for what she did, she deserves every single drop of respect possible. Issei also told her about Rainier and even make the bond stronger, becoming friends quickly. Also, other members came to visit primarily to familiarize with Issei. With Lafay it was like with Asia. Both were shy and innocent. And it was also really fun to talk with. While Issei told her things about demons, Lafay told him things about magicians. Also the fact that she is really cute. And that Issei don't see her as younger sister. The problem was that she is a big fan of the Opie dragon, so every time she mentioned it Drake break into tears. With Arthur, which was Lafay's older brother, was interesting to talk, because he was pretty smart. Also Arthur told him that Lafay and himself were direct descendants of King Arthur and Morgan Le Fay. Arthur and Issei also become friends even though Arthur thinks that Issei is dating Lafay. So every time that Arthur and Issei are talking, Arthur takes out the conversation of the wedding between Lafay and Issei and sometimes calling him his brother-in-law. Baiko might be the most talkative of the group, but in a good way. He always seems to come out with a way to make a joke of everything, and even though he enjoys teasing Issei, Vali and Arthur, you can tell he is a good friend. Like with the others, they become some sort of friends. The bad side of him is that he can't read the mood of the situations. Because of this, he is really used to say inappropriate things in the worst situations. Vali also come from time to time. They were already friends because all of their spars, so when he came they just talk about random things and to know each other better, which only make the friendship stronger. Until the last day of Issei recovery. Hudu, are you ready? Vali asked. Yeah. He answered, so who will be training me? Baiko, Arthur and me, so let's go. Vali answered and both of them left. Good luck Aiz-kun, Nyan, Kuroka told him before he left. 1 month after Issei arrived. The first month was probably the most intense training that Issei ever had. Each in his respective area. Vali's training. Vali's training basically was to spar against him, but Issei felt that he was going too easy. Something wrong, Hudu? Vali asked. Yes, I'm pretty sure that you were going easy on me. Issei replied, it was to not open your wounds, but if you want to go all in. Vali didn't finish because of Issei, you bet. At this answer Vali could only smile and then charge forward Issei. Arthur's training was about Issei dodging or blocking his attacks, which by the way were done by his Excalibur, and Issei being a demon was really painful. It is impressive. How can you stand the cuts of my Excalibur, Issei-san? Arthur told him, well, I can survive after taking out my evil pieces by force, so it would be sad if I can't stand a mere sword. Issei joked. At the comment Arthur smiled and said, a mere sword you say? We will see about that. Then he put himself in fighting position. I just hope that you can still marry Lafay after this. I already told you that we don't have that type of relation. Issei said, putting himself in defense stance, don't try to deny it, I already accepted it. Then he attacked. Baiku's training. Baiko compared with Vali and Arthur was more carefree, so he had a good training plan. Look Aiz, I don't want to attack you because, the idea is to get you tired, so, I'm going to Maku you run. Said Baiko with a smile, run. Issei questioned. Yes, run. Through this, said Baiko, showing Issei a obstacle course made by himself. Believe me, after this you would want to kill yourself, he said with a smirk. We'll see about that. Issei said with a smile before start to run through the course. At the end he always ended up being healed up by Kuroka. He said that he can heal himself like the others, but she insists healing herself. At this point it already was suspicious to Issei, so he asked her. Kuroka, why do you always heal me after the training and the others no? They aren't in the best condition neither. Well, that's because there is a difference, Nyan, was her answer, that is. Issei asked again, and Kuroka smiled and said, is that I enjoy more with Issei-kun, Nyan. Issei just smiled back and patted her head. 2 months after Issei arrived. After 2 months Issei was talking with Drake about a particular theme. Do you think I should ask her out? Who? The cat girl. Yes, I mean, I like her like a crush after all this time, but what if? I don't know, Drake. Okay, Drake, if you said so. But I will need some help. After thinking that, he went to the living room where he found Vali, Baiko and Arthur watching TV. He went to them and asked them. Hey guys, you know what Kuroka likes? The first one to answer was Arthur, her sister if I am right. Then Vali, I don't know. Fish maybe. And last Baiko, babies. She is always asking you to have babies with her, right? Koneko, fish and babies. Issei though, the only good idea there was the fish. Thanks. He then left the three there thinking, I wonder what is he planning. Baiko though with a smirk. So he is finally asking her out, huh? He took his time. Vali said smiling too. That's impossible, Vali-san. Arthur said calmly, after all, Issei-san is dating my sister and I doubt that he is that kind of man. He is not dating Lafay. Both Vali and Baiko screamed at him. Upstairs Issei went to Kuroka's room and knocked and waited until Kuroka came out. Hey Kuroka, can I ask you something? What is it, Issei-kun? Nyan, I wanted to know if you wanted to go out and eat something with me. He asked and Kuroka smiled teasingly, like a date. She asked, yeah, like a date. 3 months after Issei arrived. Arthur was really mad at Issei. To a point of chasing him around the house with Excalibur. At the same time Lafay was begging him to stop red as a tomato because the embarrassment. Kuroka was also blushing of embarrassment. Baiko was laughing at the situation while Vali was against a wall shaking his head. How did they got to this, you wonder? You see. Flashback. After the first date between Issei and Kuroka they went into some others until they decided to give it a chance and start dating. They didn't tell this to anybody to avoid unnecessary problems in the group. So every time they were alone in the house they make out. In the room, bathroom, living room, etc. Until they slip up. Everyone except for Issei and Kuroka went out for a mission. They decided to have other makeout session. In the kitchen this time. Kuroka, are you sure about this? Issei asked a little nervous. Oh, I didn't know you were so shy, Eyes-kun, Nyan, she said teasingly. At the same time she sit him on a chair and get on his lap. Is not that? Is that a sure you want to do it in the kitchen? He asked. Yes. Issei sweat dropped at her answer, but before he could answer she kissed him and he kissed her back. Until someone came in. Wait, I think I left something at the kitch. It was Lafay who got rid of the embarrassment of seeing her crush and best friend making out. Lafay. Issei asked embarrassed, I thought that you and the rest went to a mission, Nyan, Kuroka said innocently. I, was all Lafay could say before someone else enter. Hey Lafay, why are you taking so long? That was what Baiko asked her before entering the kitchen. When he entered and saw the position that Issei and Kuroka were, he busted out in laughter. Hey, I think we left the stove on because here is really hot, haha. Then he continued laughing much more for Issei embarrassment and Kuroka anger. Until someone else entered the room. You two are really doing it on the kitchen. Where we cook our food. That was Vali with an unsurprised voice and face. I already knew about you two. But can you at least have the decency to do it on a room? He asked. At this comment Kuroka got a little embarrassed because then she toughed that everyone was watching her like that. At last the final member entered the room. Hey, what is going on? Arthur asked at the same of emitting a killer's aura and slowly narrowing his eyes looking at Issei. Wait, before you do anything rude, he was interrupted by Arthur, Issei-san. I thought you were better than this. But you instead betray my trust and more importantly my sister. Now prepare yourself. The last thing he said at the same time of summoning Excalibur and getting into battle stance. No, wait Arthur. Listen. It was too late. Arthur already attacked. Flashback ends. It took 1 hour to calm down Arthur and explain to him for the last time that there wasn't a relationship between Issei and Lafay. I apologize Issei-san. I think this was my fault. You think. Everyone but Vali screamed at him, but I will still accept you into the Pendragon family if my sister is happy. He stated much for Lafay embarrassment, Oni-sama. Don't say things like that. She said to him. Well anyway we need to go now. Goodbye you two. Vali ordered and the group but Kuroka and Issei left to their mission. 4 months after Issei arrival. Everyone was on the table laughing but Vali, who was frowning, and Albion, who was sobbing. That was because Vali new nickname. Flashback. Issei and Baiko were walking through the halls but they stop in front of Vali's door because they hear some music coming from it. When they open it, they saw Vali in front of his TV watching a video with a huge butt in it. Vali, what are you doing? Issei asked. Hearing that, Vali turned off the video and faced them. Nothing, was his response. Aha. Both Issei and Baiko said. After some seconds of silence, Baiko asked with a smirk, "Sue, you have a butt fetish?" With this, Vali blushed from embarrassment and defended himself. "No, I don't." He said, "Right." Both Baiko and Issei said, "Well, see ya, butt dragon." Baiko joked and Issei laughed. With that comment, Vali's eyes widened and Albion screamed, "Who are you calling butt dragon?" Well, to Vali, if Issei is the Oppai dragon because he likes Oppai, then he is the butt dragon because he likes butts. Baiko explained while Issei continued to laugh. But it is degrading. Albion tried to persuade them to drop the joke but Drake told him, "Don't waste your breath, Albion. It doesn't matter how much you pled, they will not stop." Then Issei and Baiko left laughing, leaving an embarrassed Vali and a sobbing Albion, and proceed to tell everyone about the incident. Flashback ends. In the dining room, everyone but Vali and Albion were laughing and commenting. "I didn't know Vali was such a pervert," Nyan, Kuroka teased. "I'm not a pervert," Vali answered. "I didn't expect this from Vali-san, I have to say," Arthur said. "I'm not a pervert," Vali answered, feeling the popping vein on his forehead. "I hope that Vali-sama haven't peeked on me," Lafay said shyly. "I'm not a pervert," Vali said, starting to get really annoyed. "Vali is okay if you like that type of things, you know. You are in your right," Issei told him. "I'm not a pervert," Vali screamed this time. "Whatever you say, butt dragon." Baiko joked but got thrown into other room because the punch that Vali gave to him, and then he start fighting against Issei for starting all this. 5 months after Issei arrival. Once again in the dining table with a group. But not everyone was happy this time. Baiko was bruised up but proud of what he did. Vali was shaking his head but you can see the small smile on his face. Kuroka was angry, especially at Baiko for starting this. Arthur was smiling like he won something. Lafay was really happy for the turns of events. So she could only hold from Issei's arm. While Issei could only wonder how he got on this situation. Flashback. After some time of Issei and Kuroka was official, Lafay grew jealous because she also had a crush on Issei. So she decided to tell someone what she felt and she told Baiko. Baiko, after hearing her, he came with an idea. "Don't worry, Lafay. Let me handle this," he said with a smirk and pointing his thumb to himself. "Okay, but what exactly are you going to do, Baiko-sama?" Lafay asked him shyly. "Don't worry, you'll see," answered Baiko before leaving. Baiko then went to Vali and told him that on his daily spar against Issei he put more intensity on it, which Vali accepted. After the match, Issei was really hurt, so Baiko approached to him with a smile. "Hey, Issei. How are you holding up?" he asked friendly. "What do you want, Baiko?" Issei asked, still hurt after Vali's spar. "Nothing. Just to help a friend in need." "Here, take this," Baiko said while holding a pill. Issei looked at the pill and doubted. But he really needed the pain to decrease, so he took it. "Wow, Baiko. I actually feel more relaxed. Thanks," he told him. "Don't sweat it." Baiko answered. "Hey, by the way, can you sign this?" he said innocently to Issei. After that Issei signed him, he asked, "What were those about anyway?" Baiko just smiled. "Marriage papers of Kuroka and Lafay. Congratulations," he answered. "You," was all that Issei said before passing out, and Baiko proceeded to tell everyone the news. When Issei woke up, he went downstairs to find a blushing Lafay, a smiling Arthur, a furious Kuroka, a Baiko getting beaten by Kuroka, and a sighing Vali. When he was to ask what was going on, someone patted his shoulder. It was Arthur. "Well, it seems that you finally accepted my sister's feelings. I entrust her to you, my brother-in-law," Arthur said with a smile. "No, wait, Arthur. This all a prank of," he didn't manage to finish because Arthur drew Excalibur. "Are you saying that my sister's feelings are a joke? That you are just going to leave like that?" Issei knew that didn't have escape to this, so just accepted his destiny. "Wait, but you two also signed the papers?" he asked to Lafay and Kuroka. "Yes," Kuroka said. "He told me you wanted to spend more time with me and I get really exited and signed them," she said in defeat. Then Issei looked at Lafay. "Me too, Issei-sama," she said shyly. "Is that Baiko-sama told me that you ended with Kuroka and wanted to go out with me and that those papers were official dating papers," she said, embarrassed of being tricked by that. At the same time, Kuroka continued to kick Baiko for saying things like that. "Well, guess I don't have other choice," Issei said, gaining the attention of everybody in the room. "I'll try to go out with both of you," he ended. At this, Kuroka was ready to attack Issei for saying that, but Lafay jumped to him and grabbed hold from his arm while screaming, "Enjoy, Issei-sama." Flashback ends. 6 months after Issei arrival. Everyone was in the living room frowning this time. The reason. The headline of the newspaper. Red Dragon Emperor Death. Rias Gremory crying at her lost. After 5 months of looking they finally found the body of the actual Scoia'tael. Everyone was silent until Vali spoke, so they finally put it. Ah. I am surprised that they didn't put it earlier, Arthur added. But why would they lie about it? LaFay asked sad. Probably to avoid that the people knew that one of the strongest members of the Devils join us. Baiko explained. Then Kuroko looked at Issei, which he looked mad about the newspaper, Eyes-kun.
Rias Gremory crying, what kind of sick joke is this? Issei asked angrily.
Everyone looked at him with pity until Vali broke the silence. Issei. I know you are still mad with her for what she did to you. But remember, you are one of us now, and we got your back no matter what. Vali tried to calm him down, which seemed to work, seeing Issei's smile, and everyone smiled and nodded at the comment. Guys, thanks. Issei told them. Present day. Issei was in his bed trying to sleep, and with him he had a sleeping Kuroko and LaFay. They already passed 7 months since he joined Vali, and after so much training they are finally sending him on a mission to retrieve something. But he was really nervous. Not because it was going to be his first mission, because it was really close to his old house. He was afraid he sees his old friends again. Because for some reason, he couldn't just hate them but didn't want to see them again. Eyes-kun. Kuroko asked. Sorry, did I woke you up? Yes, you were moving too much, Nyan, she said. Sorry, I was just nervous about tomorrow. He said. Don't worry, I'll be there with you. She calmed him down. Yeah, good nights. Good night, Eyes-kun. She then wrapped her tail around his waist, hugged him and fell asleep. Thanks for watching. Part 1 is over. Hope you all enjoy the video. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel.